As much as I love being on Twitter because it's funny as hell, Black Twitter is probably one of the most problematic places next to TikTok. What is up, guys? It's Sophie. For today's video, I am going to be talking about something that I have a bunch of opinions on, but I've just never expressed them on any social platform except, I guess, for Twitter. We're just gonna be talking about my thoughts on Black Twitter and kind of Black Twitter's setbacks being such a influential place in social media, I guess. Before we get into this video though, if you are not following me on Twitter, then you should be doing that. You can also follow me on all of my other socials. I believe all my usernames are basically the same except for this one. And don't forget to click the notification bell if you are subscribed, because I love my notification squad. Y'all are really the best. So we're just gonna hop right in. For those of you who don't know, Black Twitter is basically a sector of the Twitter platform that's basically filled to the brim with Black culture references, and kind of just a community of Black people on the internet, I guess. If you're on Twitter, you know that there are kind of different sectors of Twitter, like Stan Twitter, Film Twitter, Black Twitter, Med Twitter. Like, there are just so many different sectors of Twitter and so many different personalities on Twitter all meshing at once. I think that most people would be able to agree that one of the most influential sectors of the Twitter platform is Black Twitter. And the reason why I'm saying influential is because of the topics that I'm going to be covering in this video. The thing about the different sectors of Twitter, the thing about Black Twitter is that there's no one person running it. Like, there's no one face of that sector of the platform. It's the fact that there are just so many people that give it the influence that it has, because there's power in numbers. So you have things going viral on Black Twitter every single day, people retweeting things, people promoting their businesses on Twitter, people finding like long lost friends or family members on Twitter. Just like, there's so much power in numbers, and there's so many people on Black Twitter. Here's the issue. There are 3 different issues that I've identified on Twitter. So first and foremost, the elephant in the room that I just want to talk about is the increased number of racist TikToks that have just been spiraling all around the internet. I made a tweet about this, but I'm just gonna mention it in this video because it's so prominent and it happens all the time. People have always been racist on social media, but the reason why there's been such an increased number of racist TikToks going around, people being just like blatantly and outwardly racist and horrible, is because they profit off of Black outrage, and Black Twitter gives them the platform to be able to do that. That's something that I notice all the time, and it just pisses me the fuck off. So for example, I was going to do an entire video on like racist TikToks and just like exposing all of these creators. I might still do the video, but I will not be putting any creators' names in that video because that's literally what they want. Like, white people will literally profit off of Black outrage, and they do it on Twitter every single day. There is this tweet that went viral of this girl and her boyfriend being racist as shit on TikTok. People ended up getting both of them in trouble with their universities, which I think is awesome, but it literally didn't end there. There were multiple tweets being made about these people that were going viral, so these racist people were also going viral. We should silently report people to their universities or schools and then go about our day. Do not give white people platforms to be racist, and Black Twitter does it all the time. And I don't think that it's something that people on Twitter do on purpose, but they'll tweet like a racist ass TikTok and be like, oh, this is a girl's Instagram, I guess with the intention of getting other people to go hate on that person, but that backfires when that person ends up getting followers. The girl who Twitter ended up getting expelled from her university made an OnlyFans and got thousands of new followers, because at the end of the day, bad publicity is still publicity. I think what Black Twitter needs to realize is that we should really be careful about who we are potentially giving whole platforms to. Like I said, there's so much power in numbers. So if you tweet about somebody that made a racist TikTok and include their @ and then you get 30,000 retweets, it's like you unknowingly helped out that person. I saw a tweet where somebody was talking about that, where they were just like, People literally will profit off of Black Twitter and we don't get anything in return. We literally will just like unknowingly give people platforms, and it's not a good thing. It can be a good thing. Like, for example, like I see so many entrepreneurs in Black Twitter getting really big, getting their businesses booming. Like, that's the type of thing that I love seeing on Twitter. But I hate the trend that we're in of people going viral because they're racist and they're getting bad publicity, but it still is publicity. Why is it that we just got you expelled and then now you're starting an OnlyFans? Well, you're starting an OnlyFans because you have the followers that are going to subscribe to that OnlyFans, and you got those followers because Black Twitter directed them to you. It kind of like backfires in a sense. And I guess like we just really need to be careful about who is actually profiting off of our outrage. The second thing about Black Twitter that just pisses me off, this is something that has really always been a thing on and off social media, but just the concept of selective activism, or I guess just being a hypocrite with your activism. I saw a tweet that was quoted above a video of 6ix9ine that said, "Y'all pick and choose who can say nigga, that's why the white folk confused." That is the truest tweet I've ever seen on the face of Twitter. So many people on Black Twitter are so selective with their activism and who they support and who they don't. As much as I love being on Twitter because it's funny as hell, Black Twitter is probably one of the most problematic places next to TikTok. You will find niggas who are homophobic but also support 6ix9ine, somebody who is convicted of possession of child pornography. And then you'll also find people like passing out N-word passes to like their bros or to 6ix9ine because he's Hispanic and he understands the struggle, but then we'll also get mad when white people say the N-word or when Asian people say the N-word. It's just like really upsetting when it pops up on your own timeline. Like whenever I see problematic shit, I normally just unfollow, because if I were to complain about every single problematic thing that I saw on Twitter, I wouldn't even be able to enjoy the app. So I kind of just unfollow people. But if I'm making a video about Black Twitter, I have to bring this up because it's one of the most prominent things on the app. Like everybody who's on Twitter has seen it. Just like the wishy-washy selective activism or fake activism, because it's like you're not really supporting anything if you're contradicting your own beliefs. Like the N-word pass is probably one of the most annoying things on the face of the planet. Like if you're not Black, don't say the N-word. Like that's like how it really should be, but people are just like, no, if you're not white, don't say it. Like Hispanic people understand the struggle too. I will never compare the struggle of people of color because they are just not the same. If you guys want me to make a whole entire video on that, I could. Bitch, I could write a novel on that, but we're not gonna get into it. POC struggles aren't the same, but on Twitter, you will find people comparing them left and right. The main issue that I'm getting at is just like the hypocritical type of fake activism that you'll see on the app. Like when 6ix9ine got out of jail, y'all, like a big ass chunk of Black people were really excited and happy and celebrating and just like, ew. Why are you supporting that? Like, why are you supporting him? I didn't listen to his music before he got convicted for what he got convicted for. I'm definitely not gonna listen to it after. Like, ew. The same Black people that would come for Camila Cabello's neck for saying the N-word, or Gina Rodriguez for saying the N-word, is celebrating when 6ix9ine, who's not Black, is saying nigga left and right. Like that, it just doesn't add up, and it's weird. Like you don't actually care about what you're being an activist for. You're just doing it because it's a bandwagon. Like I always see that shit on Twitter and it pisses me off to no end. That's not something that's ever gonna change because, like I said, there's no face of Black Twitter. Like it's no one person. It's multiple people that make up this entire community. But it's just like things that are prominent within the community that just like piss me off and that I just hate seeing. So hopefully if you guys, any of you that are on Black Twitter can relate to what I'm saying, like you know what I'm talking about. Another thing that I just want to get into, something that happens a lot, is the tendency to just be bitter on the app. And I've mentioned this. I mentioned this as like one of the trends that needs to die in 2020. When you poke holes at somebody's success or like try to tear them down and they're not doing anything wrong, you just look so bitter and just so like insecure and upset with what you're doing and that you're not going viral and that you're not getting the success that this person is getting. I always say this about Twitter. I feel like whenever people log onto Twitter, they have like this feeling of self-entitlement where it's like, I'm on Twitter, I can say whatever I want. I have the freedom to say whatever I want. I can do whatever I want. Even though I may know nothing or not be as successful as this person, I can still act like I am and tear them down to make myself feel better. But it still happens. Like I saw this tweet of this girl who just got her first car. She bought her first car all by herself. I thought that it was so cute. Like, it's moments like that that I love on Twitter where I'm like, oh my gosh, like, yes, like I love seeing like people come up on that app. Like, that's so awesome. So she got a new car, and like all of the comments were just like, oh, why do you need a Benz at 21? Young people really be buying cars and materials before homes and equity. Financially speaking, that's the worst car to get. It's like, nobody asked. People on Twitter that like automatically become teachers and like parents, and just like, it's weird. Just the side of Twitter that's so opinionated, and it's like, what is she gonna do? People were in this thread literally lecturing her on the reason why she should not have gotten this car. Like, she's gonna look at the comments and be like, oh, okay, let me turn around and like go bring this back, go return it, go sell it. Like, no, there's nothing that she can do. Someone's like, she must have an OnlyFans. Let's see the terms of the deal though. Like, come on, like, why are y'all some hating ass niggas? Like, why? You do see that a lot on Twitter, like these overly opinionated ass people. And I'm opinionated, like, you guys know me, like, you know how opinionated I am, but there's really a time and a place. Like, there's always a time and a place for like whether your opinion is needed or not. And in moments like these, it's really not. But there are people on Twitter that they tweet the first thing that pops up in their head, even if it's unnecessary, even if it's disrespectful, even if it's sexist, even if it's colorist, like, even if it's problematic, like, they think something and just like, oh, I need to tweet it. Those are the most annoying people on the app. Like, someone was like, that's great, but if you live at home and have the luxury to not pay rent, you didn't do this all on your own. Shit like that, that's so unnecessary and just so uncalled for. Black Twitter is extremely funny. It's extremely entertaining. I literally check it like it's a daily newspaper. I love it. Whenever something gets that big, there are always going to be issues. And at this point, I'm not talking about them to get rid of them. I feel like they're always going to be embedded into the personalities of people that are on Twitter. I just thought that I'd sit down and share because I'm on the app every single day. I see these things every single day. So I was like, you know what? Maybe other people can relate as well. Let me know what your thoughts are on any of the things that I talked about. What's your favorite or least favorite thing about Black Twitter if you're a part of the community? But yeah, that's basically it for my video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have a Twitter, comment it down below and I will follow you on there because I need new people to follow. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all so much, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.
I'm not free, but who wants to be? You're everything that's right for me.